Hi everyone, it's Django here. So, it seemed like it would never arrive, but finally it's here. Fallout New Vegas, or how to squeeze as much out of a game engine before it dies a dignified death, part 4. Anyway, for those who don't know about the Fallout games and all that kind of stuff, they're basically centered around a post-apocalyptic world where quite often you're given the task of wandering around, wreaking your own brand of morality on a devastated wasteland. So pretty much like a Friday night after a few beers then, yeah. Anyway, this latest installment of the Fallout series sees the game taking place in and around New Vegas and features a rather hapless courier who manages to die in the first 2 minutes of the game, or so everyone thinks. He or she, if you choose to confuse gender barriers, gets saved by the robotic equivalent of Dr. Phil, minus the moustache. And you begin your journey to find out who did it, why, and whether it's possible to drink your own body weight in whiskey and prostitutes. So, not like every Friday night then. Anyway, let's get on with this. Firstly, the graphics in New Vegas are a lot better than Fallout 3. You can tell that some work has gone into the environments, the creatures, the NPCs and the elemental effects for sure. Now, while this is a good thing, this isn't to say that the graphics are sublime, but it's also not to say that they're hideous either, but definitely better. Once you get past the early stages of the game, you start to appreciate what I mean by this. The landscapes you're adventuring through are massive, and when I say that, I mean massive. And there's a lot of detail and features that help make it both a believable and expansive experience. All good stuff, but then you might turn a corner and see some poor old scorpion stuck in a rock. Yeah. Now, don't get the impression that this is a common thing. I maybe have seen that happen 3 or 4 times in quite a long time of playing. But it's one of New Vegas's quirks, which although is mildly annoying, it's not exactly a game breaker. Beyond those kind of tiny hiccups, is a game bathing in beauty, basically, so don't get too distracted by that. Sound wise, the game is nothing new over Fallout 3. The guns, the old school retrospective music and the environmental sounds are nothing that Fallout vets won't have experienced before. Not that that's a bad thing. Where the sound stood out for me was the local radio stations, which are often hilarious to listen to as you quest in specific zones. These often have funny adverts, DJs and some good music too, which add a lot to the game. Also, I should mention the voice acting too. There's a lot of it. And while most of your character responses are limited to selecting non-verbal sentences from a list, every response from the person you're talking to is voiced, which adds a great deal to the individual or faction characterization. The gameplay is the biggest hook for most Fallout fans. While there's some hiccups, as I already touched on, New Vegas still delivers in gameplay. There's a decent balance between fights and more role-playing elements, and the game never feels like it's trying to be one or the other. It just feels balanced. Even when you're just conducting a conversation with someone, you can still feel that every choice you make can affect the direction of your character. Should I answer, yes, I'll help, to this guy's question, or should I just shoot him in the face, for example? New Vegas doesn't pretend to be an RPG, and it doesn't pretend to be an all-out action game either, but it's proud to blur the two, really, a bit like the gaming equivalent of cheesecake. Is it a cheese? Is it cake? No, it's New Vegas. There's a great deal New Vegas has beyond questing and moral choices too. There's the crafting side of the game, the gambling side, and the constant tussle with faction reputations to contend with as well, among others. It's a bit like having sex on an inflatable bed, fun and comfortable, but also quite precarious. but not something you could easily stop doing. The New Vegas gameplay adds a lot to what Fallout 3 fans fell in love with, and with mod support in the GEC toolset, there's already some great things to look forward to from the Fallout community. So is it worth getting? Well, as usual, my scores will come up at the end and you can decide for yourself. However, it's been quite some time that I've found a game that's engaged me for so long on the first day of its release, which I should say was 17.3 hours in the first day. Anyway, and with a thorough story and many subplots, all of which are affected by your choices, let alone the gameplay itself, New Vegas has a great deal to offer, and if that isn't enough, there's always the laughs you have along the way too. Now, I'd be lying if I said the game was perfect. It isn't, but what it is entertaining and very, very addictive. I've been playing for over 20 hours now, and I've only just reached the New Vegas Strip and I'm not even remotely bored, and what's more, I still have tons to do and a lot more to see. To me, New Vegas is the kind of epitome of a good adventure game. It's serious, it's funny, it's huge, it's occasionally quirky, and I almost see this latest version as the end of the beginning for the Fallout games, with perhaps the next one hopefully taking some more risks. We'll see. Even with New Vegas' minor faults, it still kicks games like Borderlands in the nuts for complexity, story, and in just about every other aspect too, and will make you invest in gaming diapers so you don't have to visit the toilet too often. So there it is. For more info on Fallout New Vegas and other games, check out the website, but for now I must go. It's been 30 minutes since I played and I'm starting to get withdrawal symptoms. I'm actually sweating a bit. Until next time, my fellow Wasteland adventurers, cheers!
Happy trails, partner.
It's time for us to step it up another level now, cause we finished warming up, so we rise up, elevate to maintain, fill up with octane and fan the flame.